Micropsychism and psychism is to be the mode default for theories of fundamental consciousness.
You can click cancel.
Bro, what do you want to do? Show on Epson PJ.
What?
Just hit the, there has to be a button.
There's a cancel. Bring it back up to the top.
No.
It's okay, it's okay.
Cancel, cancel.
Wait, just hit start mirroring.
Stop mirroring.
You already pressed that.
Wait, just hit cancel.
Bro, it's bugged out.
Just
move it away.
Never mind, it's not your fault. Yeah, right.
Okay, cool. This is on my website. This is me at a bar talking about panpsychism. So, what is consciousness? So the textbook definition of this would be subjective experience. Panpsychists believe phenomenal consciousness, and this is asterisk, because phenomenal consciousness is going to be different than awareness consciousness or other variations of consciousness, is a ubiquitous feature of reality. Everything, everywhere, all at once is another way to say this. So some people would say, Freya Matthews, this was back in 2011, so pretty outdated, but essentially, hey, we should make this as paradigm. And so this is to kind of emphasize that there is movement in theories of fundamental consciousness as like, hey, we should take these mainstream. Some of the pro-cons of panpsychism would be, as Chalmers has very saliently pointed out over the past few decades, is that it does something, it dodges the hard problem of consciousness, which is essentially just to say, hey, what a lot of people have thought of traditionally being dualism is to say there's a fundamental difference between, hey, our physical bodies and then this mental life. And so this is why they consider the hard problem of consciousness. Because consciousness, we have phenomenally reinterpreted this, we now no longer have to deal with that problem. The other thing is this is a con, never mind, that should be down here. Con for panpsychism is that what it presupposes is there is a physical bottom ultimate of reality, which is to say, hey, panpsychism, actually the important part of this was that panpsychism presupposes something called micropsychist panpsychism, which is a variation of panpsychist, which is to say that the paradigm in panpsychism is a microphysical mode default, which is to say there's a bottom level instantiation of physical problem. Physical instantiation is a really important part of panpsychism, but not necessarily other variations of fundamental consciousness. Huge liability incurred. And so when people enter the space of fundamental consciousness, they go, oh yeah, I want to get into panpsychism. This is really popular. Unknowingly, they're erroneously making this encroachment to say that physical instantiation is a real thing when it's definitely not. Because what we do, or I would reject this rather, because it incurs a lot of liability.
It does.
A while ago, we thought there is nothing under a microscope, like the entire field of biology didn't exist. And then we essentially went and like split that in half. We're like, oh, now we just understood this microscopic world. And then great, we now understand like atoms and quarks, or electrons and quarks and all these other things. We're like, as soon as information technology and other types of technology improve, feasibly we're just going to continue to invent new, smaller and smaller things. So I would make the argument that there is no bottom physical instantiation. So I would actually reject panpsychism, having been converted myself, to a new position called priority cosmopsychism. So priority cosmopsychism is really interesting because it inverts the ontology of consciousness. So with micropsychist panpsychism, essentially we build from the bottom up, but priority cosmopsychism says that the universe is conscious, so we go from the bottom down. There's no physical instantiation. Insidious, we get to talk about religion, because then we say, well, okay, if the universe is conscious, does that mean the universe is God? And does that mean there is a conscious God?
Wow.
Okay. Also, a hot take is that AGI, ASI with RSI, without it, will never replace God.
That's interesting.
Okay, so I now believe in IIT. I'm just going to read from the slide. I now believe in IIT and think consciousness is probably a symptom of information processing. So yes, the United States is conscious. But I'm not really sure. Strong Opinions, Weekly Health, GCP Ethos. 1 second. And would only make up random non-stream commitments that I swayed to into on a random Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Can I ask you a question?
Please.
No, I'm being tyrannical. After. Let's go ahead.